We had a very long, cold winter with lots of snow and rain. So now it's April and the sun is shining. It's a very nice Sunday. I decided it would be a good day to take the bike out and explore a little bit of Slovenia. Hello, I'm Marcus and I would like to invite you to come with me on this ride today. I'm not going alone. I asked a friend if he would like to come with me and he said yes. Right now I'm driving to him. His name is Gavin, by the way, and I'm curious to see what bike he will use. Will it be the new, or as new as a 1992 Trans Alp is, or will it be the nice old Honda 200 CM? Yeah, we will see. Either way, on such a nice day, each bike would be nice. I'm driving my trusty Honda Africa Twin, the very first one, but that's enough of the bikes. Let's go! And we are already on our way. As you might can see in the front, we have decided we didn't take the Transalp, we decided to take the smaller bike out, this Honda CM200 from 1982, so he's the one with the oldest bike out today, at least between the two of us. We are now going up a smaller road to Rechberg, a small village in the Karawanken, on our way to the Baulischsattel, one of the many mountain passes we have to Slovenia. We often try to find those smaller roads, because there is less traffic and you can get to explore the scenery a bit. Speaking of scenery, you may notice there are many damaged trees on the ground. That's because we had a big storm in February, and you will see much more damage the further we go up the mountains. Just a short clip here from the way up. We are now driving the road towards the Baulischsattel mountain pass, and you can see again on this side just how much destruction the storm created in February. It's months later and they started cleaning up already, but still, so many trees on the ground. And a quick peek ahead, you can see the mountains. We will soon be on the other side. So we almost made it over the mountains. We are now approaching the Baulischsattel at 1340 meters, that's about 4400 feet, and you can see there's still a lot of snow in that elevation. They cleaned all the roads, so no gravel, and of course the snow is also gone, so but still it's a bit chilly up here. We are now trying to decide where we want to go next. Our plans for today were to visit the Logarska Dolina and also try to see the Cave of the Dragon. Here we now try to find the route. Let's see where we go. So we did find the Dragon's Cave, and it was not as big as expected, but still a cool sight. I didn't take my helmet up there, so sorry, no video from the cave. We decided now to go ahead to the Logar Valley, or Logarska Dolina. Here you can see Gavin's CM200 in its full glory. And well, you can see in the parking lot there are a few cars here. It's not very busy. What we've seen online, there should be much more traffic on the summer time, but because we are quite early in spring, we are safe from the masses. You can see on the right side there's still a lot of snow in the rivers. It's not that cold that day, but still on the shady spots it can be a little bit chilly. We are now driving down the Slovenska Rama Road, or can't remember the name right now. But we should be soon turn into Logar Valley. You can see also there's some damage on the road. It's not necessary from the storm last spring, but there is a lot of snow and ice every year, and that breaks up the road. We've seen a few holes in the ground, not potholes, but more like cracked gravel that's pushing through the asphalt. It's not that bad on this bike because Africa's Twin has great suspension, but on Gavin's CM200 it's a little more pumpy. We later learned that this road in the Loga Valley is actually a toll road. We would have to pay €5 to get in, but we never found out where we have to pay. It could be this here, but it was closed. We didn't check much. Could be also it's in the parking lot at the other end. And this was most likely the most beautiful view we had on the entire trip. It didn't look like anything from the Alps. It reminded me a lot like scenes you see from Canada or other places like this. We had to stop for a small picture. Of course, we often travel with a lot of camera gears. Actually, that's most of the stuff I carry in my bags. Cameras, tripods, other stuff. So we do quite frequently make those photo stops. It was early on spring, so I decided to travel light. We just took the small digital cameras, we bring film, but it's more to just explore, to see, to know where we want to go next time, what we need to bring next time. And many of those roads are, or we can drive on them, they're not open technically. Like on this one, we could drive to the end to get the waterfall if there wasn't almost 1.5 feet or 50 centimeters of snow on the road. We drove as far as we could, but it wasn't far enough. We are now on a bit more traveled road. You see there are actually a lot of cars. It's almost the most amount of cars we saw today on this road. Because unlike the one we were passed over, there are also wider roads that go into Slovenia. In fact, most people we saw on today were from Slovenia or the surrounding area. We didn't see many people from Austria. Quite a surprise because it's not that far. But it's not that easy to go there if you don't know where it is. Some people said it's like an insider tip, but like when today's internet and since they have websites and everything, it's not really that much of an insider tip. You just have to go there. And depending on what you want to do, there might not be that much to see right now. You see, while trees look much better here, they also had a lot of damage from the storm. But the cleanup, it seems to be going nice. Lots of lumber on the side. It's also a bit more dangerous to drive here because of the lumbering, there is often more dirt, more gravel on the roads. And with much traffic we usually have to drive a little bit more on the side than we would like to. You see there's on the left and right there's a lot of sand and tree debris on the side, and occasionally the snow field. But overall it wasn't that bad, and I guess if we would do the same trip in June or July there would be way more people. There seems to be another small road on the right side that just curves around the village we assume will pass, but again the road didn't look that good, and since Gavin was driving ahead picking that road, we decided, we just go there. There's a huge tree on the side there. Well, it would be nice to see this in a few months to see how well it's cleaned up. Always sad to see so much damage there, but there were a few people on ADVs that we saw, but they weren't particularly dirty, so we didn't think they were driving much off-road. We decided it would be a nice spot to stop on the side of the road, take a few pictures, get out the bigger camera. We left Klagenfurt a little bit late today, so you can see the sun is almost setting in the valley. It's the problem when you go up the mountains. Where there are mountains, there are shadows, and Pretty much after we took the pictures, the sun set, and we decided to go home. Well, it was still sunny further up on the parts down here. The shadows were already covering everything, and just decided if we come here again, we just go a little bit earlier. Here you can see me try to take a picture with the viewfinder, only noticing that with the helmet on I can't use it and I have to resort to using the normal finder. Yeah. Anyway, we took the pictures, even trying to block the sun, and then we went back. We first talked about going back the same way we came, but then we decided, doing the same way twice is kinda boring. So we felt adventurous and decided to try get home on the Northern Panoramic Road. It's a very nice road with wonderful overlooks and a beautiful scenery, but the road is not always as nice as it seems to be right now. The first and last parts of it are paved, but the parts in between are often a little bit rough, ranging from just a dirt road to mud holes that almost got me stuck last week. But it's a very nice road to drive on. You can see a lot of stuff. There are hardly any people. I think I only ever saw one other motorcycle, and usually the only people you can see drive here are locals that live in the nearby farms. But other people, tourists, usually don't try to drive here. Most people often walk. The whole area is sort of like a tourist spot for hiking, and while most go to the lower parts where is the Dragon Cave or the Logar Valley, there are still plenty of people who like to hike here just for the beautiful scenery and the outlooks. You can see a bit ahead. The valley we took the photos earlier is pretty much down south here, and now we are about 300 meters higher up, 1000 feet, and we could see the mountains there. It's just beautiful. We had very much luck with the weather. It was sunny, we had a few clouds, just enough to make it look great. And so of course we decided make a quick stop, take a few pictures, and then let's go on ahead. We now left the most touristy parts of the road, and while those parts are covered with asphalt and offer great scenery, those parts between them are a little less taken care of. You can see there's quite a lot of mud on the road, and Kevin's bike isn't the best equipped for the road. He did great, we had no big problems whatsoever, just with the lack of suspension and everything, it's probably not that comfortable of a ride if you would have taken a Transalp or some other bike that has a little bit of suspension. Basically the backhand of the CM is like a board. I decided to drive a little bit on the left side here because while it doesn't look that bad on camera, there was a huge spray of mud and dirt, and while that washes off, it's still a little bit annoying and goes in the helmet. I often drive with just the sun visor down. It's still bright enough because it gets quite damp in the helm, and so it's bearable. Luckily we don't have to worry that much about traffic on the other side, because like I said, unless people live here they don't have many reasons to drive on the road, especially if it isn't that much condition. I think last week we had some of guy in a Suzuki Jimmy, one of those small SUV cars, and I think I even overtook him at one point because he got stuck on the side. The great thing about driving a motorcycle is you just have to look for one clear line. You don't have to look for two clear lines. And like here, I could just pick where a dry looks. could just look where the ground was dry and just pick the route and go there. It's much easier than like on a car where you have to see, oh, my left wheels are here, but the right wheels would go over the cliff. Yeah, it's stuff you should avoid. On the other hand, of course, on a motorcycle you have to be careful not to slip and not to fall over. It doesn't happen often in a car that you slip and suddenly a car is on the side. On a motorcycle, yeah, it's something you have to take care of. And especially when the ground is muddy like this, it can happen. The novice I have on my Africa Twin are not bad on these grounds. Where VCM has more 50-50 tires, or maybe even something like 60-40, 70-30 for street rides and not for roads like this, so he's a little bit harder. Of course, with a much lower center of gravity, he has it a little bit easier. There was some muddy spots here, and you can still see on the sides there is a lot of snow that's still melting, especially on a warm day like this, and that also adds water to the roads. Especially in those corners you can often see small puddles of water. You have to be careful because they can get quite slippery. There were some people walking the dog. It's always good to say hi to them, and those were the only people we saw walking or on the part here between the next part on the paved road. I have no idea where they are from because the next house is quite a while away. You see, a few cars did make it, and sometimes it did get a little bit tricky, but it was not too bad. And then again, you had spots like this, where it was nice and dry, and you could pick up the pace a little. And then you go back into the shallows. This spot was really bad about a week ago. It was like this, just with way more mud. Today it was almost drivable, at least unless you drive some cruiser or a race bike. Our bikes were quite good here, actually. But of course, it takes a while, and the sun was getting lower and lower. So we didn't have much time to stop for pictures. We just kept driving, and there are a few other parts of the road we would have liked to explore, but again, it was getting dark. You can see the sun is quite low, and we just decided that we call it a day, and then next week or maybe in 2 weeks we try again. Maybe leave a little bit earlier, maybe make a little less stops on the way, and see what else the road brings. For now, that's it, and maybe there's a part 2 next week. See you!